All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for some real people out there, just like you, just like me. Ann Wilson has dropped her own version of the song Missionary Man, a classic tune by the Eurythmics, which I think is a pretty difficult song to cover because you've got the great Annie Lennox singing, and the Eurythmics are still a big deal. Back in February of 1987, that would be, I believe, their last top 20 or top 40 hit. Great song, hasn't really been heard on the radio all that much over the last 30 plus years. People focus on like two Eurythmic songs, and that's kind of it, and it's just, I mean, that band for a while was very busy, and they were not only on MTV, but they were on the radio quite a bit. And then poof, they went away. Annie Lennox had a bit of a solo career in the 90s, and she put out some pretty good material as well. As far as the cover itself, it's just very pedantic. It's just, here I am, I'm going to cover this song, I'm going to put my stamp on it, and I'm not really going to add much to it or take away too much from it. And this is one of those cases where the original song holds up better than the cover version. One thing I've noticed about Ann Wilson is she's busy covering a lot of other artists these days. She did release a new song called Greed, where she gave us the intel about what that was about. Basically saying that greed is that thing in our animal nature that makes us want more. Anyway, some of these songs on this new record are going to be cover versions, including Bridge of Sighs by Robin Trower, Queen's Love of My Life, which will feature Vince Gill, and The Revolution Starts Now, which I don't think is a cover, but I want to say it's already been done, right? Like she put it out last year or something. I think there are a couple of songs that were on another record. She's also covering Alice in Chains. Oh boy, yay. I think maybe the bright spot might be the Government Mule songs, which I think is kind of a weird collaboration maybe. Warren Haynes, and they've written a couple of songs together. So the whole band will be backing her, which I'm sure might be the highlight of the record. I'd love to see more artists do traditional blues-based jam band style music. I think that would be a good tangent for Ann Wilson to go down. Her sister too, kind of going off on her own, doing her own thing. A lot of people have been complaining to me about Nancy Wilson's new singer. She's got tremendous range and power, and obviously she's going to be able to hit all of those notes when the band goes out there with sticks and does some other dates and so forth. I would say this though, if you're looking for a traditional sound, like you want to hear something that sounds like Heart, neither one of these two sisters right now is making a big effort to get there. And this is what's sad for somebody like me who grew up with Heart both in the 70s and 80s and into the early 90s. I think there's a lot of wasted time here where these sisters could get together. They could, write some great music together. I know Ann Wilson keeps saying, well, I want to evolve. I want Heart to continue to grow and be relevant. And Nancy, I think, is more inclined to say, look, we've got this great catalog. Maybe we record one or two new songs to give the audience something new to listen to. But quite honestly, based on what we've seen, Journey dropped a song last year that they have incorporated into their set, but it tends to be a bathroom song for so many people who go to these shows. Well, I don't know this one, so I'm going to head to the concessions stand and purchase my $14 beer, and then maybe I'll get back to my seat. and it'll be perfectly timed out where I don't have to listen to this song that I don't care for. That's because you've got no radio support. And no matter what Ann Wilson does, no matter what Nancy Wilson does, no matter what pretty much any classic rock artist does, I mean, Dennis DeYoung last year, I mean, dropped an amazing record, and you would think somebody might be interested in putting it on the radio. There were some very Styx-like moments on it, and no airplay, nowhere. So again, I'm not sure where this industry is going based on the promotions that these classic rock stations do. Like, it's in their newsfeed that Ann Wilson has a new song, right? And they don't play it. And that just drives me crazy. Why report on it? I mean, are you just telling the fans who come on board to your station, right, to listen to Barracuda for the 1 millionth time, and you're not going to give them something new, you know, to go along with Barracuda? You're just going to keep playing the same old safe music because you've been told by corporate that's, you know, what we do, and there's no reason to try to, you know, bring in anything new. And look, independent record labels or smaller subsidiaries of larger record labels, they don't have budgets. You're lucky that they're putting out the music, for crying out loud. And I think that is really detrimental to getting anything changed in the near future. I don't foresee anything good happening when it comes to hearing new music by familiar artists or artists that fit into a category that we can, you know, get behind because it's like a continuation of the music we used to listen to. And there are two problems. Yeah, you're not going to hear anything new by a classic artist, even though you should. I mean, that's an easy one. And you're definitely not going to hear anything new by an artist you've never heard of before that fits in with the old music template. Typically, you know, this week I've been promoting 2 albums. I did a couple of videos where I showed the album. I'll do it again because the album's sitting right here. Page 99, which is kind of like a West Coast thing. And this other album called Here Be Monsters by the band 10, who are kind of like a progressive pop, metal, rock, extended play, great guitar solos. I mean, there's so much good, meaty stuff in there. And should be on the radio. It won't be. None of this will be, because it's just the age we're living in. I hate to be so pessimistic, but when I report on a story like this, hey, she's got a new song out. Okay, she's doing a cover of Missionary Man. All right, great. And it's okay. It's not a bad cover. She doesn't sound bad on it. But I'd like a radio station to go and play the original every now and then instead of These Dreams Are Made of These, because that's all they ever play. Here Comes the Rain Again and These Dreams. That's it. That's all we got. So in any event, check it out. It's, you know, it's not horrible or anything, but it just is very, like I said at the beginning, very pedantic. And you know, I don't know if it's just me that I'm bored, because I think a lot of other people aren't as bored as me. They have the music that they like and they just celebrate that. And if they hear something else that's new, maybe they'll give it a listen to, but you know, it's not as if they're going to go out and buy it. They can stream it, right? Because that's what we do. So anyway, sorry to be depressing here. There's not much to say. I wish Heart would just get back together again and record an album and pay homage to the music they made back in the 70s and 80s. I would say go back to the 70s, make a real organic sounding record with lots of great acoustic guitars, great vocals, great harmonies, great playing. And I think life would be so much better. But what do I know, right? I'm just some guy here on YouTube.